everybody, and welcome to Coffee Chat with Jeannie and Cindy. I've got my butterflies today.
Oh, and I've got my new mugs.
Oh, nice.
Aren't they great?
They are pretty. You know, we are going through transformation right now, and getting on our podcast today was a little challenging for me. So if you don't mind, I'm going to take 3 deep breaths, okay?
Okay.
And we're not going to cuss on this because it's a spiritual program. So what we're going to do is we're going to say, boo, sit. Boo, sit. Ready?
Okay.
Got in. Boo, sit out. Got in. Boo, sit out. Got in. Boo, sit out. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, great. But I'm so excited that we are talking about famous women or strong women. And so today I want to have a discussion with you about Mary Kay Ash, who started Kay Cosmetics in Dallas, where I grew up. And I was just a kid when this happened. But her work ethic, her business model has been recognized all over the world. Now, she died 22 years ago in 2001. Oh, no. But I'll just give you a little bit of background here. She, Mary Kay Ash, started her own cosmetics company in 1963, using incentive programs and other strategies to give her employees a chance to benefit from their own achievements. Her marketing skills and people savvy soon led her company to enormous success. She was born Mary Kathleen Wagner on May the 12th, 1918 in Hot Wells, Texas. And she was a pioneer for business. She built a substantial cosmetics empire. In 1939, Mary Kay became a salesperson for Stanley Home Products, and she hosted parties to encourage people to buy household items. And she was so good at making the sale that she was hired away by another company in 1952, World Gifts. She spent a little more than a decade at that company, but now I love this about her. She quit in protest after watching yet another man that she had trained get promoted above her and earn a much higher salary than hers. She's like, yeah, I'm not doing this. So after her bad experiences in traditional workplaces, she set out to create her own business at the age of 45. People think like, oh my gosh, that ship has sailed. She's like, oh no, I'm just getting started here. And so she invested initially $5,000 in 1963 and purchased, and I love this, I didn't know this. She purchased the formulas for skin lotions from the family of a tanner who created the products while he was working on hides. With her son, Richard Rogers, she opened a small store in Dallas and had 9 salespeople working for her. But today, Cindy, there are over 1.6 million salespeople worldwide working for Mary Kay Cosmetics. The company turned a profit in the first year and sold close to $1 million in products by the end of the second year. And it was driven by her business acumen and philosophy. The basic premise was much like the products that she sold early in her career. Her cosmetics were sold through at-home parties and other events. But she strove to make her business different by employing incentive programs and not having sales territories for her representatives. She believed in the golden rule: treat others the way you want to be treated. And she operated by her motto: God first, family second, career third. She wanted everybody in the organization to have the opportunity to benefit from their own successes. Sales representatives, she called them consultants, bought the products from Mary Kay at wholesale prices and sold them at retail prices to their customers. And they could also earn commissions from new consultants that they had recruited. All of her marketing skills and people savvy helped to make Mary Kay Cosmetics a very lucrative business. The company went public in 1968, but it was bought back by Ash and her family in 1985 when the stock price took a hit. The business itself remained successful, and now annual sales, check this out, exceed 2.2 billion with a B, according to the company's website. At the heart of her profitable business was Mary Kay's enthusiastic personality. She was known for her love of the color pink, and it could be found everywhere, from the packaging to the Cadillacs that she gave away to top earning consultants. And we see pink Cadillacs all over Texas, and I'm sure other places too. She seemed to sincerely value her consultants, and she said often, people are a company's greatest asset. Her approach to business attracted a lot of attention. She was admired for her strategies and the results they achieved, and she wrote several books about her experiences, including Mary Kay, The Success Story of America's Most Dynamic Businesswoman, that was published in 1981, Mary Kay on People Management in 1984, and Mary Kay, You Can Have It All in 1995. She stepped down as the CEO of her own company in 1987, but she remained active in the business, and she established the Mary Kay Charitable Foundation in 96. The foundation supports cancer research and efforts to end domestic violence. And in 2000, she was named the most outstanding woman in business in the 20th century by Lifetime Television. She died on November 22nd, 2001 in Dallas, Texas. But by that time, Sydney, the business and company that she had created became a worldwide enterprise with representatives in more than 30 markets. She will be best remembered for building a profitable business from scratch that created new opportunities for women to achieve financial success. She was married 3 times. Her first husband was Ben Roberts, and she had 3 children with him. Then she married another chemist, but he died of a heart attack in 1963, just a month after they got married. And then she married Mel Ash in 1966 and remained married to him until his death in 1980. You know, one of the things that impressed me so much, I was a kid when these home parties started. And everybody that I knew, and the older girls who, wore makeup and stuff, were all, up in the Mary Kay Ash cosmetics and giving parties and all of that. But what was transcending all of this was her business sense. And she says, and I love these little quotes by Mary Kay. She said, aerodynamically, the bumblebee shouldn't be able to fly, but the bumblebee doesn't know it, so it goes on flying anyway. And I love that. No, you can't do that. Watch me. She also said, and I love this part because we do this in Bnow at our women's retreats. It's unstated, but it's the truth. She said, everyone has an invisible sign hanging from their neck saying, make me feel important. Make me feel important. She said also, never forget this message when working with people. There are 2 things that people want more than sex or money. They want recognition and praise. And she said also, the speed of the leader is the speed of the gang. A mediocre idea that generates enthusiasm will go further than a great idea that inspires no one. And I believe that. It's the enthusiasm, it's the energy. She said also, honesty is the cornerstone of all success, without which confidence and ability to perform shall cease to exist. And she also said, everyone wants to be appreciated. So if you appreciate someone, don't keep it a secret. One of the things that I learned early on, Cindy, in management was to praise in public and to reprimand in private. If you have an adjustment that you want someone to make, you praise them in front of everybody else, and then you take them aside and say, we would like to work on this. But Mary Kay was famous for this. She said, I always sandwich any type of correction or criticism in between two big slabs of praise, because people will remember the first thing you say and the second thing you say. But she also was very cognizant. If you say one thing to a person that is perceived as being negative, they will chew on that for the rest of their time. But if you will praise them, tell them how they could improve, and praise them again and lift them up. And this is why there are all kinds of cosmetic companies. There's Avon, and there's the Color My World, and there's, all kinds of things. But she was the front runner, and she didn't ask anybody's permission to do this. She just did it. And really, when you think about it, she would train these men, and they kept promoting these men over her and giving them bigger salad. She went, that's bullshit. We're not doing that anymore. And she, that bullshit. And so, it's not, and she didn't even say it this way. It's like, don't get mad, get even. But she didn't see it as getting even. She just thought, I'm not going to survive in this type of environment because I know what my worth is. And truly, they knew what her worth was too. But that was way back in the day. And people were not, inclined to give women their due. And she just took it and run with it.
That hasn't changed a whole lot. It's getting better, but it really hasn't changed a whole lot. I have two daughters that work in corporate America.
Right.
And it's funny about women. And I went to a Mary Kay party one time, a big deal. They hired me to come and play piano at this big event that they were having where I lived. And I had a friend who was selling Mary Kay, and so they invited me to come out and do that. And they all were wearing their little busy bee things.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I use Mary Kay. I've never sold it, but I have used it before. And I was aware of the Tanner story that they said. I know, isn't that interesting?
Yes.
But my daughters that work in the environment with men with their power, and a lot of it in Texas, it's not that women, my girlfriend said it so well. She said, why would you want to do it as well as a man? I can do anything as well as a man when you could do it as a woman.
That's right.
Because behind every man, that really is true. Behind every man is a powerful woman.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's my husband worked in Saudi Arabia for a long time, and he was being hosted by the Saudi royal family and put up at the Waldorf Astoria with his own butler and all of that. But here's the thing: all of the shops in Jeddah were run by men. Okay. Even lingerie shops. That's creepy. Bridal shops. Bridal shops were run by men. And, so for people, I'm so enamored and in love with our country. In fact, we went to a fundraiser the other night, and Joe bid on this. This is a Texas Senate. It's got, you can see the little seal of the state of Texas rocking chair that was donated for this fundraiser, and Joe bid on it and won this. But, I look at, and I had a conversation yesterday with a 21-year-old guy who's in the mid-cities, and he had watched my talk yesterday at Unity of San Antonio, talking about my healing journey. And he reached out to me on Facebook Messenger, and he said, I just watched your talk on YouTube on Unity of San Antonio, and I just love it. And he's a big sports fan. I get it. And he said, well, I guess you're a Cowboys fan if you're from Dallas. And I said, well, I used to be. And we had Cowboys bonds and helped to build the Texas Stadium. But I said, when all of the sports teams started going Antifa, disrespecting the flag, not standing for it, and our people who are being paid beautifully and well to represent the United States and even in the Olympics, when they turn their back on that, I'm out. And I said, I get it that you're a big sports fan. I love it. And I was a sports fan for decades, but it's just a personal choice, Cindy.
It all boils down to respect.
It does.
Respect. And Mary Kay demanded it.
She did.
But she's what I call a woman with quiet strength. In other words, she didn't set out to prove anything. She set out to serve. She said, I see an opportunity here for women, because especially in those days, women didn't have jobs. They were housekeepers, or they were taking care of the house. They were domestic
goddesses, as we call them.
Yeah, the domestic goddess, exactly. But this was a way, and that women could make their own money. But still, what do we do when we go shopping? I was talking to somebody in our Bnow the other day about this, and the first thing I do is I go to the sales rack. Let's go see what's over there first, right? And I found some awesome stuff there, because we love a bargain. We love that. When I was in San Angelo for my Pearl thing, I saw this blouse I wanted, and this is such the female mentality. And it was $64 at Dillard's, and I said, God, this is pretty. And I thought, but do I love it $64 worth? That's what I did. So I was going to buy it, and then I thought, no, I know what I'll do. I'll come back next week. If it's still here, it's my shirt. But if it's not, then it wasn't meant to be. So I came back the next week. There it was for $37. And
yeah, baby.
And I went, yeah. Now, what is that a difference of? $23, right? But to me, it was a treasure, and I was so excited about it. That's the way we think. A man says, if Dennis had been shopping with me, he would have said, oh, just get it. Oh, that looks nice, get it. And I probably would have. But when we shop for ourselves, we like those bargains, and we like that. And Mary Kay recognized that with women needing their own source of income, but at the same time, helping women to feel pretty about themselves and sharing that with other women and sharing that opportunity. I love Mary Kay, and I love the pink Cadillacs.
I know. It's just, and when you see a pink Cadillac, and now they have other cars too, but that was the standard.
I remember.
When you saw someone driving a pink Cadillac, it was like, whoa.
Yeah.
But she started with in-home sales. And she honored, and you brought this up too, Cindy, a lot of women at that time, there weren't like daycare centers and stuff like that. And so women were in the home, but guess what? They could feel A, part of a group, B, respected, and C, they could make their own money, like helping other women. And that's what we do. That's how we built and are building the beautiful network of women. We network with each other. And I do want to say, as we wrap this up, for people to go to the new website that you have put up, oh my gosh, it's beautiful. And it's beautifulnetworkofwomen.com. Sign up on the page, get on our email list, be informed about the upcoming retreat next year. And, become a part of something that is bigger than you are.
Yes, yes. And bring your friends. That's the networking part.
Yes, it is.
I love you, Jeannie.
I love you, Cindy. I just love our talks. And we'll talk again real soon.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Bye-bye.